In a world where ordinary men can excel doing ordinary things, this man has single-handedly lowered the bar. From the scrambled mind that brought you Mad Madness and Beagle Rare comes this underwhelming Friday night special event. Matt Porter is the Blendigeddon 2 World Champion and the 2020 World's Top Whiskey Taster. Ladies and gentlemen, raise your glass and shake your ass for ADHD Whiskey Live.
Hey, it's me. It's you. What's going on, everybody? Happy Friday evening, one and all and one. Welcome in, welcome in. There. We're basically 100% ready. Wow, I'm sorry. We were supposed to be live 20 minutes ago. 7:15 is when I scheduled this. But guess who burned dinner? I started it, so I'll take full credit. I'll take full credit for the burning of the dinner. A while back, and by we I mean my wife, my beautiful wife, Carissa, she did some freezer meals, like, food prepping, right? Super sweet of her. Very nice. We've gone through them slowly, and because the problem with freezer meals, you have to do it, and then you gotta take them out of the freezer, let them thaw sometimes. I don't know, anyway, this morning, did I put some beef, like a roast and carrots and like a not pre-cooked, but pre-prepped meal in the crock pot on low? Yes. Did I remove or turn off the heat? Yes. Was that too late? Oh yeah, we had beef jerky. So, I had to order dinner and run out and get it. So, that's why I'm late, and I'm super sorry to my family for the burned food and for making all of you wait. And that's just the bottom line because Stone Cold said so. That's what happened. Tim Doherty was here super early. What's up, Tim? Thanks for being here. Matt's Palace. Oh man, where's that at? Can I visit? Got 2 bottles of the new Riff 8 from the distillery. I definitely can't complain for under 60. Under 60? You got 2? And they were under 60 each? Man, I got paid some markup. I paid 90 plus tax for mine. 90 plus tax. 93 plus tax. Out the door was like 104. They took me. They took me on a ride of the pay too much train. Sorry. Things will get better before they get worse. Can't guarantee it though. Mike Lost Whiskey Durg is in the house. Good evening. Joe the Sample Guy is here. Bill Friggin Kavanaugh is here. Eric B is here. My mother is here. Hello, Mother. Happy to see you. I love you very much. Christian is here. Bob Glass. Baba Yaga is here. That's fun to say. That's just fun to say. Aaron Pierce, T. Jarrett. El Bosk is here. Josh Fritz. Danger Oh No made it to Friday. We did make it to Friday. Happy Friday. Hopefully everybody is pouring something super awesome tonight and just enjoying the evening. Just enjoying it so heavily. Wherever you are. With whoever you are. And I mean that. I do. Lucky Bourbon Society is here. Alex is here, likes turtles. When will you throw a bowling ball down a lane at 10 bottles? That, oh man, it'd have to be like a driveway, you know, I do it in like Sean Paisley's driveway. That's a joke. I love Sean. I gotta quit teasing. People will think I love Sean. So not his driveway. I probably miss him though. So I'd have to give myself a fair bit of room behind the glass bottles. My lucky, like, the ball will go off of a hill and go through someone's window or something. I don't know. Like an errant golf ball, except for 16 or 15 pounds. Travis Robeson's here. Hollywood Marine. Ben Fogelson. Just Matt. I'll be right there. Tylese, Bob Glass, Rance White. Everybody's in the house. Dave Carl's here. Corndog Pete. This is great. I'm having an awesome time. Thanks for asking. Hopefully you are too. Kitty Mama of 5. Matt. Cheers from House No. Oh, the No House. Hello, No's. The No family. 6 to 8 hours max in that crock pot. The thing is, we have it's like a bigger crock pot. It's not, I think if it's a bigger crock pot, you need to like go shorter or something. I don't know. Just dried that cow right out. Poor thing. Poor thing, that for nothing. Keith Stepanski, yeah, not you. Bourbon tasting, so oh man. Cheers, you are the best. Can't wait to hear about those Barrel King Sibs. You're gonna hear all about them. We have a fun night planned. I'm gonna taste through 6 of the 13 offerings for the Single Barrel Plus offerings for Barrel King for September. Going to taste batch 86, I'm sorry, 82, batch 82, which is the blended offering this month. And I got this new Riff Rye. What am I even? Slow down, Matt. Get your shit together and talk normally. Okay. My kids are sick. And they've been sick for a few days. And pretty sure that today is the day that it's hitting me. Terrible headache. Not feeling very good. I got like the, like the I got like the icky sweats going. It's not good. But I'm going to power through this. Faculties are still basically perfect. Wild turkey pick. I have a Russell's pick on Wednesday. What is today? Friday? I have a Russell's pick on Wednesday. So I'm going to be in Kentucky. I swear if I am sick for that, I can't be. I'm just going to drink all the airborne that they make. Can't be sick for it. I'll be one Krabby Patty. New Riff 8-year bourbon is what I have here. So I'm going to crack open this before I get to the Barrel King stuff. But first, like we do on every Friday, sort of recently anyway. Hasn't always been this way, but this is the way we've been starting them, and I'm going to continue. Blind sample time. I'm going to take a blind sample out of the 1 ounce Wednesday box. It's really heavy, don't drop it. Going to taste it, give it a review, get the palate moving, get everything, on the straight and narrow, or straight and narrow, whatever that saying is. Ben Fogelson. Matt and the Bourbon Junkies are why I'm into bourbon. Not sure about Cam yet. He's a goofy guy. Cam's a goofy guy. No, we love Cameron. I'm not sure how Cam feels about me though. That hurts. But thank you for the super chop. Super chop? Am I okay? I feel all right. Super chop? Thanks for the super chop, Ben. That was really nice of you. I appreciate it. Hey, Mojo is here. Wow. When you were tongue-tied, what did Jack Black say? What were his things? We're going to find out. We're going to give it a shot. We're just going to do it. There's probably a YouTube short of it. Jack Black tongue tied. Here it is. How is it buffering? How is it buffering? It's doing the circle thing. That's not okay.
Big chunky thing you have to say. Does this work? Because this works for me. Yeah. Red leather, yellow leather.
Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. Okay. Red leather, yellow leather. We're gonna get this figured out.
Bug bit a big brown bear.
A big bug bit a big brown bear. A big bug bit a big brown bear. A big bug bit a big brown bear. Okay.
Geese cackle, cattle low, crows caw, cocks crow.
Nope.
8 gray geese in a green field grazing.
8 green geese in a great field. Okay, never mind. You're just gonna have to deal with it. Jeff Perkins, here's the Weekend 1WD, says hashtag cardboard. That's his favorite tasting note. Let's do blind pour, then we're gonna get in to the main events. Ooh. Oh, it's a big one. It's a big one. Opening it. Pouring it. Showing it. This is always fun. Nobody can ever see what it is. If you can see what it is, don't tell it in chat. Don't speak up in chat. Don't say anything about anything. How close to the camera am I? That works half the time. And by half, I mean that never works. Putting it back in the box. Wow, that smells from here. Circus peanuts. That is a dusty bourbon. Dusty bourbon, probably from the 80s, probably Jim Beam. From here. From here. Final answer. Final answer. I think I'm right. I think that is probably a ceramic Jim Beam decanter. There is a orange circus peanut note that I get, and it's only on that. And I smelled it from a good half arm's length away. Yep. Sweet. It's this orange sugar, like that banana sugar that, man, I'm good at this. Could be wrong though, because starting to second guess myself. Huh. Oh boy. I can't take back the guess, but if I could, I might. Samuel Rader, did I get scammed on the Bank Street Bourbon 100 proof from Wine and More? I have no idea. No idea what that is. By the way, I want to say this. If you are here only for the Barrel King tasting of these single barrels, sorry, first of all. Second of all, I'm going to put, after this is done, I'm going to put in timestamps. I've never done that before, but I'm going to do it this time. So that you know when that tasting begins and you can skip right to it if you don't want to watch this until I get there. We're going to get there though and it's going to be epic. But, I mean, I suggest you watch the whole thing. I suggest that you do. But, in case you don't want to, there. And also, tasting notes for all the barrels will be in the description below. And I think that they limit the description to like 5,000 letters. So I might have to overflow it into like a pinned comment. So if you're coming back here in the future, looking for the tasting notes on barrels, look in the description of the video. They'll be there. And they'll be timestamped when I start tasting it. Wow, I'm good at this YouTube stuff. There's almost like a cleaning agent note a little bit. But like one of the good ones. Like one that you spray and you go, ooh, I need to keep this out of the reach of children. And matte. Little citrus action. Yeah. It's like if Sunny Delight made circus peanuts in a spray bottle. Yep, smells good. All right, let's go for a sip on this blind pour. Whew, here we go. What is even that? That tastes like something. Oh my God, what is that? There is a very specific taste here. Almost nostalgic. Like, oh my God, what is that? Is it like a Good and Plenty? It's in the Good and Plenty realm. I haven't, whatever that flavor is, I haven't tasted that flavor in years. Trying to remember the first time my mama washed my mouth out with soap. That's not it. There is a mouse in this garage. Poor guy, he's gonna get it. I'm gonna find it. What is this? This is a rye whiskey. This is a rye whiskey with like a good, it's like a Good and Plenty. Like a Good and Plenty, like a licorice, candy coated licorice with a bit of spice. Like a black pepper, Good and Plenty. That's weird. That is strange. Do I like this? I do not know. I need to know what this is. There's that damn mouse. Get it together, Matt. I have a box over there that needs to be sent out to a giveaway winner, and it's totally might be in that box. Hey, no! You cut it out. You cut it out. You stay out of that box. Stay out. It's like eating cardboard. As long as it's not a snake. I have no idea what to think of this. This is unlike anything I've had before. If this is a modern whiskey, maybe my taste is off too. I never thought of that. My nose is solid. I don't know. If I had to give this a score, it's good but confusing. 7.1. 7.1 because I'm scared of what it is. What? This is, it's got, okay. Yeah. This is from Dwayne and Zoe Clough, who I had dinner with last night. And this thing just got put in that box last night. See the tall ones? How many tall ones are in there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's like 16 2-ounce samples in there, the big ones. But they're the ones that I reach first because they're taller. And lock, stock, and barrel 20 straight rye, 112 proof. My long distance guess was way off. What that's got, that is so strange. Yeah, that's Good and Plenty. At least I changed my approach and said it was a rye, but there is a flavor here. I know I'm beating a dead horse, and I'm super sorry, but the back of the finish, is like it's all the way in the back of the tongue. This flavor erupts at the very end, and it's something I've tasted before at some point in my life. And I need to pour this back because I need somebody else to taste it. Just don't tell me I already tasted it, because I need to know what that flavor is. It's so... If anybody has had this, Dwayne and Zoe, if you're in here, do you know what flavor I'm talking about? Lock, Stock, and Barrel 20, is a 20-year rye? Good grief. What do I do with the cap? Right here in front of me. That's a wild pour. That's crazy. Huh. Very interesting. I think I gave it that score because I was afraid of it. Because I thought it was like from a decanter of some kind and old. And I was afraid to like it. It deserves a better score than 7.0. I was scared. Sorry. I was afraid. At first I was afraid. I was petrified that I was drinking lead and I might just die tonight. Jay Frank is here sipping on some Stag Lee. Heck yeah. It's a good Barrel King release. Are the new Sibs Whiskey King killers? So, Dr. Will Franklin, who, oh my God, that was 20 minutes ago? What am I doing? Keegan's here. Travis is here. Okay, Matt, just get to stuff. Mando here. You using Mando? You using the Mando? Or are you from Mando? If you're from Mando, couple of things. Grundle, 0 out of 10. According to me. Couldn't get any other testers. Only asked one. Yeah, so far, love it. Loving the Mando. Keegan, find the cardboard. Hashtag Ron for president. That's funny. Ford Michael's up in the house. Those 10 bottles could be your most hated bottles. Which 10 bottles are we talking about? Need to switch to the keep warm setting? Yeah, I did that way too late. Way too late. I'm going to catch up. I'm sorry. I'm skipping over comments because I need to catch up because I'm so far behind. My mom saying hello to everybody. Thanks, Mom, for, Oh, look at that. John tuning in while he's at work. Heck yeah. That's great. Great to hear. Missed the camera entirely. That was clear as mud. Sorry. Sorry about that. That's wild if you nail it, right? I didn't. Yes, thank you, Mark, for the Gold Glen. I love it and also despise it. Because I love looking at the color of whiskey. I love looking at the color of it. It's part of the senses. The mouse is still rummaging. Mouse. Dr. Will Franklin, any of the new Sibs Whiskey King Killers? Love the videos, my friend. Thank you. And this is what I was thinking about doing tonight, but for the sake of rewatchability, for those who are looking for tasting notes, I didn't do it. I was going to put a couple things. I was going to do these blind. I'm going to do them. I mean, they are blind. Like, I don't have any, like, front runners or ones that I want to win or anything like that. So I was going to do them completely blind and plug in a few things in there that weren't these. Like, could have been something like that, or a 4-gate 10-year, like the Indiana Foundation, or even another single barrel that I had from Barrel King, like a sample that I had. But for ease of rewatchability, so that people know the tasting notes for these barrels, I think that it's best that I say what barrel I'm tasting when I'm tasting it, to confuse and upset as few people as possible. For sure. It's probably the best way to do it. But these are so very good. And we'll get into everything about them shortly. Single barrels, they're going to be 750s. They're going to be all going to be full size. I just got the little ones for sampling because I got 18 of them. And that's a lot. So I got little ones to sample. Oh, you're my hero, Mark. Bob Glass in the house. Want to watch it all. BK is naturally the highlight. Excited for September. Me too. September is going to be a great month. And then in October, I'm going to be in St. Louis for the Bourbon Festival. Pumped for that. They got all sorts of security devices on here. Yeah. Like tax stamps and plastic and ooh, America. This is New Riff 8-year. We're going to taste this, then we're going to get into the Barrel King stuff. But I waited until tonight. I picked this up a couple days ago from the store. I did an online order. After I rewatched my bourbon hunting video, I saw this in the case. I didn't even see it when I was in the store. I'm blind. But I saw it when I was editing, and I was like, I need that. So I ordered it from their website, and I picked it up a few days later. So that's where we're at. Good. New Riff 8-year bourbon. Oh, it's wiggly on there. A new riff on an old tradition from our founding in 2014. New Riff Distilling has carefully set back whiskey for a long-term aging. You hold in your hand, how did they know? The fruits of that investment in this well-aged bourbon whiskey. Drawing on our own experience as well as the sour mash traditions of the Kentucky whiskey making regimen, this high rye unfiltered bourbon delivers savory spicy flavors over the inimitable, which is a big word for me, foundation of mature Kentucky whiskey. Mash bill, 65 corn, 30 rye, 5 malted barley, aged at least 8 years. I remember when New Riff was New Riff. Now New Riff is like adolescent Riff. When we first had like the New Riff, because they didn't come out until New Riff wasn't released, I believe. Oh, I'm pretty sure this is correct. Until they was 4 years old, because their first release was a bottled and bond product, I believe. Pretty sure that's true. They didn't release anything until 4 years old. Oh yeah, because they used to be OKI. And then when their new distillate came of age, they dropped the OKI and became New Riff. Is that actual bourbon history that I got right? Probably not. But when we first tasted New Riff at 4 or 5 years old, we were like, can't wait till this gets older. And then they released this. And that's what I hold here. Color is beautiful on that New Riff 8-year. Look at that. Nice dark color on there. That smells very good. Dr. Kuby is here. What's going on? Tommy D is in the house. Wayne Arnold. Ben Fogelson. Long live the mouse. Oh, Ben. No way. Tim Evans. What's up, dude? Were you able to save the cigars in your humidor? They'll be saved. They will be rescued. They need to get humid again, for sure. Huh. This New Riff has a very pleasant nose. This smells almost... It almost has a weird dusty note to it, like a dusty bourbon. Not like the circus peanut that I thought I got on the last one, but like the dusty bourbon note. Not like full on, like, but a little tiny bit. And the oak is really shining through nicely. Orange peel. And it's like a chocolate covered orange, like one of the Christmas oranges that you break on the table, which aren't actually oranges, but they're orange flavored chocolate. Yeah. Orange flavored chocolate and oak. I like that. That smells really nice. All right, let's go for a sip. New Riff 8-year, first sip. I think I like that a lot. I think I like that a lot. I know that a lot of people don't believe in this, but I'm picking up on some... Cameron calls it closed off. And I guess that's a good way to put it. It's sharp in areas, especially on the finish, that feel like... You know what? Where's my thing? You can hear the ocean. It's a spirits aerator. I feel like this is going to change once it sits for a while, once the bottle gets a little bit of air in it. It's already really good, but I see potential for an aired out bourbon. I know. People are like, the neck pour is not a thing, or like, whiskey doesn't change in the bottle. I don't know. I'm on the other team. I think it definitely does. Yeah. Let's double dip it. It smells the same. Every time you put something through an aerator like that, it tends to smell a bit softer and gentler. And the palate tends to like even out a little bit too. It gets softer, but caramels, cinnamon sticks. It's almost like an old fashioned and a hot toddy kind of mixed together. And then with a substantial amount of oak. I think it's fair. Sometimes things taste this way. I think it's only fair to give this bottle a couple weeks. Take another pour out of it, give it a couple weeks, then do the review. That's what I'll do for that. I was going to review it right away for next week's videos, but sometimes you can just tell which ones need the air, and you want to play fair. And I think it deserves that. We've been waiting 8 years. What's another 2 weeks, right? It's just me being a nice guy and hoping for the best. I do like that, though. Ginger Geezer Evening Mat live just 10 minutes away from New Riff and Party Source New Riff. Oh, you live just 10 minutes away. Good people behind its operations, too. Yes. Marine Franchi's up in the house. What's up, Marine? 1WD, member for 7 months. Mouse was eating cardboard? Connoisseur. Man. Our guinea pig was trying to eat my kid's homework the other night. Got a couple bites of it out. Crunch. Just chomped it. Like, they can't eat that. Get it away from the guinea pig. Turns out a little bit won't hurt him. That's what Google said. And it's still alive, so proves to be true. Try a 90s Wild Turkey and then the 8-year New Riff. If I had a 90s Wild Turkey, I'd be all over that. The oldest Wild Turkey I have is this. It's not very old. $2015, I think. I wish I had some Dusty Turkey, but I do not. Or do not. Frother, I hardly knew her. Yeah, Cameron uses a frother, which is smart. If whiskey doesn't change in the bottle, how do people get a dusty note on older stuff? I think that the hypothesis, I think that, what was that noise? Huh. I think that the theory is that back when things were distilled, like in the 80s and 70s and, 90s, 87, like the operations were different. Something was different. Either the oak was just better oak, or the process was different. I've heard a lot about as like things have gotten much tidier because of laws that have changed, and like things have to be much cleaner, like the lines and stuff things go through, and like it's just it's a much cleaner process than it used to be. So do those flavors come with the old distillery equipment, like a cast iron pot, like a cast iron skillet, how that retains flavor and it makes food better. Some people say that the older distillery equipment and stuff like held a flavor that changed the whiskey and made it taste the way it did, and was responsible for that dusty note. I don't know if that's true or not. Does whiskey change in a bottle to acquire a note like that? I don't know. I guess in 10 years, we'll be able to give a better opinion on that. But I don't think that that's the culprit. But also part of me thinks that it is. But shh, don't tell anybody that. How far am I behind now? Only 3 minutes. That's pretty good. Thoughts on K-Luke? I do not know if I've ever tried a K-Luke product. I'm sure that there might be some samples around that people have sent, but that also might not be true. I'd have to go through my samples to see if I have any K-Luke stuff, but I don't think I've ever tried K-Luke. And if I have, I don't remember. I've heard a lot of good things, though. Matt, a couple of us are wondering what happened to the rabbit in the backyard. You mean Fluff? You mean Fluff? Oh, man. It's Fluff today. That is Fluff today. It's just back there. The neighbors cut their grass yesterday, and I think Fluff goes between my backyard, the neighbor's backyard, and the other neighbor's backyard. Like, whoever's grass is the most green and luscious, Fluff hangs out in that yard. Just look at it. Fluff, there's another picture. That's from today. That's from today. Fluff just hanging out. Do I need to cut my grass because the neighbors cut theirs? Yes. Do I want to? No. I want Fluff to have both the most green and nutritious grass Fluff can eat, while also offering protection, tall grass protection from predators, like the two ginormous dogs that live 2 doors down, 3 doors down. Found out where Fluff lives, though. So we have a cottonwood tree in our backyard that sheds branches, especially when it gets windy. And then I think that some landscapers from who like come and take care of neighbors' yards just drug a bunch of branches from their yards into our yard and piled them up against our house, because I went out there one day and I was like, where the hell did all this where do these branches come from? Where did they come from? Because they're stacked up against our house, and I did not put them there. Told the landlord about it this year when they got a rental inspection, and I was like, yo, that pile? Don't think it all came from this tree and neatly stacked itself. By neatly stacked, I mean just thrown in a pile. He's like, I'll take care of that. Still there. But that's where Fluff lives, inside all those branches. So he built his own little house in there, or her own little house in there. And I want Fluff to come in our house. But all my attempts to get Fluff to love me have failed. I bring hay out there, the hay we give our guinea pigs. I bring hay out there and I put it next to Fluff's house. I'm like, hey, you know, Timothy hay, you like that? No. I brought out apple slices, bell peppers, freeze-dried strawberries. Fluff won't touch it. Fluff's very skeptical of me. Fluff thinks I might be poisoning it. I'm not. I'm just trying to gain a friendship, Fluff. Come inside. It's nice. Wilderness Trail 8-year bottled and bond is awesome. That made 2 years ago. I think it made like my top 10 bourbons of the year, I think. If that was 2 years ago or last year. Whenever that was released. So that's very, very good. Very excited for you to try 99. I don't have 99. I don't have that one. Unfortunately, I don't have that one. Ben Fogelson, how does one enter the blind sample box? I get shipments. There's a P.O. box in the description of my main videos, and people send me samples. And if I know that person, then I'll taste them. You know? If I don't know that person, then I taste them still. But with my fingers crossed. Yeah. That noise was just a snake coming after the mouse. Don't say that, Eric. Ugh. Bunnies like to wander. Yeah. Yeah, Fluff, like, just from yard to yard, but got to name a blend called Fluffernutter. Just saying. That's mean. Shred Fortuna Rare Character Barrel Proof. I have not. I've seen them, but I have not bought a bottle. Just bought a bottle last week, and it's one of the best bourbons I've ever purchased. Holy cow, that, America, says a lot that you've ever purchased. Good grief. Okay. This is the one, this is batch 82. So it's a batched product that is coming to Barrel King this September. One batched product, and then 13 SIB pluses is what they're being called. Batch 82, if you're like, what, aren't we on batch 90 something already? Yeah. Batch 82 is like a prequel bottle, which is neat. So if you remember the Magnificent 7, which was batch 83, that was a blend of 21% rye MGP bourbon and 45% wheat MGP bourbon. And that blended product went into XO and sherry, cognac, and Armagnac casks. And then went into OWA casks, Old Weller Antique casks, Willet Purple Top casks, and Stag casks. So that makes the Magnificent 7. They put that shit into everything, and it turned out magnificent. 7 finishes. Magnificent 7. This, 82, was what they stopped at after the OWA finish. So, same blend, same like exotic cask finishes, you could say, the XO, the sherry, the Armagnac and cognac casks, finished in all those, finished in OWA, and then they stopped and then they set some of it aside before it went into the Willet barrels and the Stag barrels, and that's what this is. Batch 82, Barrel King Knighted. Knighted Barrel King. Also, by the way, if you are one of the people who do not like me talking about Barrel King once a month, super sorry. You can stop watching now. And then next week there'll be other videos that aren't talking about Barrel King. The week after that, it's one a month. It's one a month. It is what it is. I could make these videos private for just Barrel King members because that's who I'm really speaking to, are the members of Barrel King who I'm trying to give them information about what's available to them. But I do it publicly so that if people are interested in Barrel King or want to become a gold member or could possibly want to become a gold member or just want to see everything I'm doing, I'm happy that they watch. If you're going to complain about it, no need. Just don't watch it. That smells good. I'm not trying to sell you anything, I promise. But if you do want to become a gold member, go ahead, go down to the description below this video, and there's a link to become one. Still, though, not trying to sell you anything, but I do recommend becoming a gold member. You won't regret it. Matt Porter here for Barrel King. Billy May style. Matt Porter here for Barrel King. Listen, great deals this September. You're not going to believe it. 13 single barrel offerings from Barrel King. But wait, there's more. Batch 82 coming to you for just a few more buckaroos. Will you regret it? No. Operators are standing by, waiting for your click. If the line's busy, feel free to call back. Again, though, not trying to sell you anything. That smells really good. Like a twin Bing. Have you ever had a twin Bing? They're made in Iowa. It's like chocolate covered cherry and coconut, I think. Look it up, twin Bing. Or if you're my size, they make a king Bing. It's like the king size version. Yeah. That smells good. Vanillas. I'm not sure if my nose is on a citrus path tonight, but I'm picking up a little bit of orange, like a little bit of citrus action. This is the first time I've smelled this on here, but a tinge of like a nut, a tinge of like, do I want to go as far as a peanut? I don't think so. Maybe like a roasted cashew. The raw cashews are my favorite. They're the sweetest, but when they get roasted, they start to put off more of a smell. Like a roasted cashew. It smells good. All right, let's go for a taste. Batch 82, Barrel King down the hatch. Yeah. That does a lot of stuff. There's a lot going on there. What's the proof on that? 116? Damn. That's really good. That sometimes when you taste something, you don't know like which. Sometimes you taste something and it's immediate what's happening. Other times you taste stuff and it just all like so much is happening that you don't know what to pay attention to. That's kind of what happened there. Like, you're driving along, you have a AirPod in your left ear, listening to a podcast, whatever you like. Radio is on, playing whatever music your wife is interested in, loud enough to drown out the children who are fighting over God knows what in the back seat, while both of their iPads are competing for ears loudly. Your GPS is telling you to take the next exit. Your wife is telling you not to, but take the one after that. You don't know what to listen to. It's all just there and in your face. So obviously you listen to your wife. And you take out the AirPod. And you yell at the children, "Shut up!" And that's what the second sip is for. After everything is a bit calmer, second sip, figure it out. Oh yeah. This takes you in a lot of different directions. The finish is nuts. The first thing that you taste is like a tea. Like, I wish I was more familiar with all the correct types of tea, but all I can picture is an orange tea. Put a tea bag in, it's one of the orange ones that's got like a citrusy profile, but then it gets darker as it moves back, and then it kind of branches off like showcase 1, showcase 2. And part of it is like a grapey thing. And then another part of it is more like a molassesy thing. Like I think I said this with the Magnificent Seven also. It was like the different finishes that it went through, you can sort of taste them all if you think about it. That's what's happening here. It's a very, I would say, this with the utmost, what's the word? Confidence. The Magnificent Seven and this are some of the most complex Barrel King pours that I've had, that shift gears, change directions. You could have a couple glasses of it, and every sip you're like, oh, there's that too, and then there's that too. Really, really enjoyable. I like that a lot. You can almost picture in your head that it like starts here and then like it just branches off. It branches off like, yeah. It's like a jellyfish whiskey. That is really damn good. This is, the more that you taste it, the more shit just keeps coming. Like I don't know. And obviously, I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm just telling you my experience, and that's what it is. If you don't want to become a Barrel King Gold member, don't. But for those of you who are Barrel King Gold members, I want you to appreciate what I'm appreciating, and that's it. America. We have this month 13 SIB Plus offerings from Barrel King. SIBtember, Jared calls it. SIB Plus Tember, actually, now. I will explain what that means in a moment. I'm going to pour these first. That's way too much. Come on, Matt. Be smarter than that. So out of the 13 offerings, I chose 6. And these are the 6 that were barreled for gold members that I chose. The rest were chosen by the Barrel King team back in Missouri. And the notes for all of those, I have them, and I will put them in the description of this video. I believe they'll also go out in like the monthly mail, the monthly letter that you will receive. America. I received 18 different samples. That was a heavy ass box. That was the most glugging in a box that I've ever received. 18 375 milliliter Barrel King cute little bottles. They're so cute. 375s. America. I could almost hear the glugging when the hand deliverer dropped them off. I was like, what is that glugging sound? Dunk, 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 on the door. It's like, oh, my samples have arrived. Pick it up. It was like 30 pounds. America. So I've said SIB Plus a few times. And what the hell is that? I'll tell you. America. It's a Jared term that I'm on board with. So, last month, I think, was it last month? When was I there? 2 months ago? I think I must have been there in late June or... Yeah, it was late June. Late June, I was at Barrel King, and they just received their shipment of 11-year, 36% MGP bourbon barrels. And we tasted through a handful of them. I just, got some profiles, kind of was like, oh, this is what these taste like. Very good. Jared sent me on my way when I left there with a box full of samples that we pulled from the barrels. With those samples, I built an 11-year blend that will be released at a later time. That blend I'm very happy with. Very, very proud of it. That's going to be coming October or November. It's in a tote. It's in a tote. So it's just waiting to be bottled. Anyway, I received more samples when I got home to see whether or not I wanted to add anything else to it or change it. But long story short, what I had done with the initial samples, I couldn't make it any better as far as I could tell, or if it was a little bit better in some areas, adding things, it got a little bit worse in other areas. I was really happy with the initial blend, and that's what's tanked right now. Where am I at in chat? 17 minutes behind. Give Fluff bread. Rabbits love him. Brian Vaughn. What is it? What does Billy Madison say? Vaughn. Never mind. Because I know what he says, and then I don't want to repeat it. I don't want to call you that Brian Vaughn is one piece of ace. Because he gave me good advice. I'm going to give Fluff bread. What kind of bread do you think? Sourdough? My wife makes homemade sourdough. Do you think Fluff would like homemade sourdough? Or Sara Lee honey wheat? You got both. Would Fluff like it toasted? Lightly toasted? Pre-burnt, as Shook would say? We could do that. I'm so upset I didn't get the Barrel King VIP. I didn't know you were going to be there. I did get the VIP, so fingers crossed. Get to meet you. If you are there, I will be there. I will so be there. Gary Franchi's here. He would have been here sooner, but he was smashing the like button. Hells yeah, smash that thing. yeah, as far as like the Barrel King stuff goes, one video a month, literally just outlining the releases, giving my feedback on them. Listen, and I swear, I promise, if I ever get something sent to me that I open up and I do not like, or I just don't prefer it, if it's not my profile, I'm not, like, I will let them know first and be like, hey, I mean, but I'm not going to lie to you guys. It's not, the moment that I do that, the moment that I say that this is good and then somebody gets it and that it's terrible or they don't like it, it's over. Like, what I do is not me. It's not true. It's not like there's zero up for me to lie. Or to like, well, I work for Barrel Kings, so I better say good things. If I'm not honest, then this all goes away very fast. Therefore, what you're going to hear from me is the honest truth. If you don't like something I like, that's understandable. But if something is not good, if you like what I like, then you'll like what I'm saying about it. Like, you'll get these things and be like, yeah, Matt was right. We're on the same wavelength. If you don't like what I normally like, then guess what? Probably going to happen throughout. Toasted stuff, not a fan. Double-barreled stuff, not really my jam. Amberana stuff, no thank you. If you don't like oak, and I say something's very oaky and I love it, and you get it and don't like it, you can't be mad at me if you know we don't align. But if we do align on everything, if you like what I like, and I tell you I like something, and then you get it and you go, this is not what he said, then this all goes away. And I don't want that to happen. Therefore, you can believe what I'm telling you with the tiniest bit of doubt and grain of salt. Because it has to be there because I work for Barrel King. So there's that. I'm not going to lie, promise you. But take everything I say with a grain of salt. Just protect yourself with a thin sheet of plastic that I can easily rip through with my glorious tasting notes. I'm not selling anything, but link to become a gold member in the description below. Will Henderson, what's up, champ? Cheers. What's up, Will? Son of a bitch. Love you. I can't find my knife. I lost my knife. And I didn't lose it. Just misplaced it, Will. I'll find it. Don't be mad. I'll find it. And when I find it, I'll let you know. It's around here somewhere. It's actually probably right in front of me. All right, Richie Z's here. Oh my gosh, Richie Z, you are so old school and I love it. Thank you for still being here, Richie. Sarah Lee, straight from the bag, Fluff will enjoy it. All right, Brian. All right. Fluff has the knife now? Maybe, that'd be scary. So, with these, I'm going to give, because these are all labeled like S1, S2, S3, just like that. And there's also a barrel number, so I'm going to give both. But I'm pretty sure all you need to know is S1, S2, S3. But anyway, I've got them in order here as far as just numerically from I have S3, S4, S5, S13, S14, S16. I'm going to taste them. I'll give you notes. And then I'm going to put them in order from least favorite to favorite, most favorite. They're all going to be really good because I've already said that they were really good. Look at the color of that. That is, SIB Plus. Let's get into that. Will, it's in this garage, okay? I promise it's in this garage. It might actually just be in this drawer. My life is a disaster. I can't even. It's disappointing. Very disappointing. There's way too much stuff in this little tiny thing. Wow. All right. SIB Plus. I think I was getting into this when I went off on a tangent, but this is where we're at. They got the shipment of 11-year barrels, MGP 36% rye, bourbon. Barrels change. If you taste them, like the folks at Barrel King do, regularly, they notice changes regularly. I think that a lot of larger distilleries don't taste barrels regularly. So SIBtember, I'm going to do SIBtember. When they tasted these 11-year barrels, not thrilled. Good, but Jared, I've had this conversation with him so many times, not a huge fan of single barrels. Every time somebody picks a barrel, like, barrel goes out, has Barrel King's name on it. If somebody drinks a single barrel of Barrel King, then maybe he wouldn't have chosen as a single barrel, but somebody picked it. It still reflects back on the brand. So a small company like Barrel King wants everybody to be as happy as possible with the product that they receive. Obviously. I used to run a 9-unit motel. Every review that we got at that motel mattered. I wasn't the friggin' Hampton or the Hyatt. Every time somebody stayed there and left a review, that review meant everything. Because the smaller you are, the more important it is to make sure that everybody who has something of yours or gets your services or has your product, it's important that you make every single person happy. With that being said, the 11-year barrels that they were tasting through were good, but they wanted them to be better. Took some 9-year and added as little of a tiny amount of 9-year to some 11-year to see if it changed anything. Turns out a tiny bit of 9-year added to an 11-year whiskey made a big difference. I wasn't there, but I tasted the end result. That's what these are. 1 gallon of 9-year MGP 36% bourbon was added to each of these 11-year barrels. So like 3 to 4% 9-year bourbon were added to these barrels. Which begs the question, is it still a single barrel? And then Jared answered with, no, it's a single barrel plus. So these are all different, they're all unique, and they've all had 1 gallon of 9-year added to them because that's what made them better. That's what made them more enjoyable, more palatable, just an overall better tasting experience. That's what they told me, and I believe it. Why do I believe it? Because they have absolutely no reason to tell you that that's what they did. At all. If they sent me these, and they sent their members these and said that they were 11-year MGP bourbons, 36% rye, nobody would say anything. They just believed them. But Barrel King, being super transparent, they're like, this is what we had to do to make these things rock stars. And what they did literally made these amazing. So, so good. So, the SIBs, the single barrels that you're gonna get, are 11-year barrels with a gallon of 9-year bourbon added to them, which makes, I don't know, call it what you want, but I'm totally on board. If it makes the product better, then friggin' do it. Do it. Like, would you be happier with an 11-year bourbon that was very good, or an 11-year bourbon with 3 to 4% 9-year in it that was great? So it just begs the question, are you stuck on that age statement, or is it okay to have a tiny bit of something added to it. It's almost like adding water. A lot of distilleries add water to their bourbons to, like a single barrel bourbon, they add a bunch of gallons of water to bring their single barrel down to this proof. They think it's better at that proof, possibly, or they just want to sell more of them. I don't know. But in this case, a gallon of the same barrel added to all of these, and I couldn't be happier with the way that these taste. I would have never guessed it, so that is what happened here. That's why it's a SIB Plus. Need totes or shelving for what? For the bunny rabbit? No. Does that make sense? I don't know. I'll try to explain it the best I could. Yeah, that smells good. A lot of this aged MGP, you get a ton of cherry notes, a ton of chocolate, cherry, like red fruits. The oak is subtly there. Nothing is like screaming oak, but it's always present. It's always there in the background. Very well-rounded pours, and they're all different. So the single barrels are still, in my mind, singular things. They all taste different. They're all unique in their own way, and they're damn freaking good. What's up, Thrasher? What's going on, dude? So this one is shit. S3. S3 is, I need to do this every time so that we know which ones are which when I talk about them. S3. Barrel strength at 104 proof. Barrel 141. SIB Plus is going to give Camo micro batch aneurysm. That's funny. Turn off my ringer. Sorry. My electric bill is $220? That's more than usual. Son of a bitch. Whatever. Whatever. Guess we need it. I guess we need it. Which one did I say this one was? Barrel 141, S3, so single barrel 3. It does have a little bit of like a tropical note to it, and very cakey. It's like cherries and cake. It's like a pineapple upside down cake, you could say. Like, I know everybody loves this word, a moist pineapple upside down cake is what I smell on here. Very nice. Okay, let's go for a sip. 141, S3. Man. Jeez. These are... The cool thing about these is just how oily and thick and just like they're just there. Like they're not super proofed. They're not like, 120 plus proof. They're not even, I think maybe a couple of them are around 115, but they're not like overwhelming in a proof way. They take over just by flavor alone. Thick, oily. The Barrel King, I think like one of the main things that you get out of a Barrel King bourbon is just the mouthfeel, the mouth experience. And that first barrel is just that. Thick, syrupy, slightly tropical and cherry. You're gonna get a ton of cherry on all of these, some more than others, some different types of cherry, but this one very like just almost from the very beginning kind of a takeover. Much different, I must say, than the batched product. The batched product, which is the finished bourbon, batch 82, takes you in all these different directions. This first barrel, S3 141, is just like an overwhelming tropical cherry syrup that just like shoosh, just shoosh. Just shoosh. Come on, Matt. I want my notebook. My notebook. Oh. Second sip. Yeah, that honestly, I would consider 141 to be a builder. It starts off great, but then as it goes to the back of the palate, it just grows and grows and grows. Man, I'm gonna actually, I don't remember any of the scores I gave these initially, so if I can find a pen, I want to see if I like these in the same order that I liked them before. I broke up the tasting of 18 into about 3 different evenings, just for, you know, basically to keep my palate together, to give good tasting notes and everything. But I try to keep the scoring as similar as possible, but I kind of want to see if my scoring is similar. Which one is this? 141 S3. So single barrel 3, 141. Cherry, pineapple, upside down. Big score. Big score for the first pour. Next one up is S4. S4, barrel 132. Again, I'm not sure exactly when you order these, if, I'm pretty sure it's just going to say single barrel 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, like that. But just to be extra sure, if it's a barrel number and not the single, like, it's got to be S4, just S4. Single barrel 4, number 132, to be safe. 104 proof. The mouse is still rattling over there. All right, here we go. Man, these whiskey glasses are so heavy. They make me happy. The color, beautiful color. Love it. Sorry, I'll make sure I'm checking chat more often. Let's see here. Thrasher, just shower watching while I'm what? Just shower watching while I'm smoking some meats for my Labor Day cookout. I don't fall asleep in there. Those of you who know, know. Richie Z grabbed one of the Heaven Hill grain to glass, trying it now. Mixed reviews, but what the heck? Yeah, I know. I didn't. I could have picked up the rye twice, and I just passed. I don't know. Something tells me that a little birdie on my shoulder said, "Don't buy it." Then the little birdie swooped in and picked it up for himself. Son of a bitch! Shouldn't have listened to that bird. It's a joke. Bird's the word. S4 is 111, not 104. Says Devon. Let me double check. So see here. I must have been looking on my bottle instead of what it was bottled at for everyone else. Bunch. Let's see here. Am I on the right? Let me make sure I'm on the right barrel. Oh shit. Wait, no. No, we're good. Oh shoot. But no, the proof is different. Wow, that's crazy. So 111.3 proof. And when they pulled my samples, the proof varies, like, you know, from time to time. So by the time they bottled it, the proof jumped. Possibly. I mean, we'll wait on the exact proof until... I don't know. Man. This one smells slightly lighter, not quite as dark as the first barrel. This one is more, I'm not going to say crisp, but like a shade lower. Almost like if you were swimming through it, this one would be slightly easier to swim through than the first barrel, but it doesn't mean it smells worse. This smells like a brighter cherry. Almost like a jam. This one smells very jam-like. Like you made a jelly out of a strawberry cherry mixture, like a straw cherry. A straw cherry jelly. There is something there also that's not like... like maybe a slightly salted note. Like a little bit of like a... like if this snuck onto Jefferson's Ocean's boat as like a stowaway. The barrel just like snuck on there and was like... just rolled in and was like, shut up. Shut up. Nobody tell nobody. I'm here. Understand me? You understand? I'll be off at the next port if anybody says anything. And it picked up a little bit of, it's like a saltwater taffy almost. Yeah, that's a good note. Way to go, Matt. Saltwater taffy. Sip. Now that I said it, that's exactly what it tastes like. Like a pink saltwater taffy. On this one, as the first barrel was a builder, this one is like a pre-constructed home. Just like wide load down so many miles of highway and just drop it on your land, and your land is your tongue. And you're like, damn, that's well built. And I quite enjoy it. The plumbing isn't hooked up yet, and there's no electric, but you're happy that it's there immediately. It's kind of what happened here. Just the moment you taste it, it's there. And then it doesn't build towards the back, but it just sticks around. It's like a saltwater taffy stuck in the mud. So pink saltwater taffy. Okay. Now let's go to the third one. Third one is, so like I said, these are only 6. There's 7 more that were chosen by the Barrel King team. Tasting notes for all of them I have. I'm going to put those in the description of this video. Listen, if you love like a sweet, viscous, cherry, oily, like slightly oaky profile, this is going to be right up your alley. All of them. There was at least one that I got, and I don't know if was this one barreled or bottled. I don't know if it was. I don't think that it was. I'd have to go back to check the master list. But one of them, I thought that they sent me a Buffalo Trace product just to see if I'd pick up on it. Turns out they didn't. I talked to Matt Bunch today. But for one of the notes, let me see if I can find it. Here we go. I was sitting there sipping through these, and one of them says, Buffalo Dick Tracy, big bold Buffalo Trace distillery nose. Palate isn't as bold as the nose, but tastes like an undercover Buffalo Trace product. I'll call it Blanton's Gold Member. Get it? Gold Member? Blanton's Gold? But a lot of these have that same sort of profile. They're very similar. Anywho, let's move to the third one. Third one is S5. So 3, 4, S5. So SIB plus 5. Barrel number 131. Nice. Give it the old SJ, little swirl job. Send it for a trip around the earth, and by earth I mean glass. It smells very good. This one is a bit tamed down on the nose, but not, it's super sweet and almost like if you were a child who made a picture of red Kool-Aid and then your dad came home and was like, I'm just gonna, let me just fix it up a bit. It's like you made red Kool-Aid, lots of sugar, and then your dad poured himself some and then doctored it up with his favorite product from Kentucky, or Indiana in this case. And then you accidentally smelled it and you're like, what the world is that? It smells like everything I love, plus more stuff I'll love in the future. Yeah, it's like a bourbon-y red Kool-Aid. Let me go back to the first one again. Wow. It's remarkable. This is why I love bourbon so much. This is why I friggin' love bourbon so much. Because as similar as you'd think these would be, they all share like similar characteristics. They're all the color red. Like, you can't help it. Like, your mind goes there because that's what you're familiar with. But this is the first barrel. And that's the third barrel. They're so different. They're so similar, but so different. Like identical twins. One of them owns a Fortune 500 company, and the other one is serving 500 years in prison. But they were both good kids. Nature or nurture, who knows? Yeah, very cool lady. Ooh. Another builder. The finish on all these is ridiculous. So if you think of like a wavelength, or not really even a wavelength, let's put it as like a graph. They all have different lines, and it's like some of them build as they go, some of them remain the same but start at a higher level, some of them start at a lower level and like drop off. But like this one is like a mid-level starter where you taste it and you're like, wow, that's good. And then it's a slow builder, and really is basically asking you to go for a second sip. It's like, hey, there's more to offer here. There's more to offer, and you should taste it again. And you're like, I couldn't. Don't, not today. Stop. No. Come on. Wow. Oh my gosh. Oh. I'm not playing. Okay. The second sip of that was the first sip was very good. The second sip did something the first sip didn't. The second sip got a bit raspberry candy-like at the front of it. The red and black Haribo, those ones, the berries, Haribo berries. You guys know what I'm talking about. If you don't, I'm going to look it up right now and show you. These are some of my favorite candies. So if you ever think you might meet me somewhere, like St. Louis, and you want to bring me candy, this is one of the main, just the best. Haribo? How do you spell that? I don't know. Berries. Oh yeah. These are the ones. And I love this note. I love it. What? This website uses cookies? No, they use berries. They're candy, not cookies. Use necessary cookies only. I never know what to do about the cookies. Just use the necessary ones, I guess. I don't know. Are any cookies necessary? Present, share screen. Let's go to the Haribo berries. Oh, these ones. Share. Those. If you've never had them, you need to buy them and enjoy them. But there's a big burst of that. And that just made Class 3 very, very appealing to me. It's a slow grower. Burst of Haribo berries up front. Scoring them is difficult. So, like I said, I picked 6 of these. Barrel King, the team in Missouri, chose an additional 7. So there's going to be 13 offerings. You're going to have to go through the taste notes, see which ones you want to try, see which ones you would like. I'm not trying to sell you anything for the millionth time, but Link to become a gold member in the description below. Also in the link below, Barrel King let me pick 2 barrels for Patreon, for my Patreon community. It's super nice. They don't have to do that. As a matter of fact, like I would never expect them to, but they said if you wanted to pick a couple barrels for your Patreon community, do it. And I did that. So if you cannot get over the hump to become a Barrel King Gold member, which I'm not trying to sell you, then you can join my Patreon in the description below. There's a link to that for as little as $3 a month. There's 2 single barrels that I chose for my Patreon that are also killer. Try one of those. And I just want everybody to try Barrel King. Barrel King wants everybody to try Barrel King. And that's another way to do it. Occasionally is a single barrel selection, or a SIB Plus as we call these. There will be 2 barrels available to my Patreon community towards the end of September or early October, roughly in that time frame. Those, you know, on par, in line with these as well. So if you just don't know, if you want to pull the trigger to become a gold member, then there is an option at this point to try Barrel King product without doing that. Will you taste it and then become a gold member? I think so. But I also think that I'm not trying to sell you anything, so I highly doubt it. But again, there's more. Sorry, I'm in Billy Mays mode. The 4th glass is S13. S13 batch 75, or barrel 75, I should say. S13 barrel 75. Here. The old SJ. Oh, I missed a super chat because I'm not even looking. Oh my gosh, Matt. Fun game. Send someone 5 samples and 10 different bottle names. Blinds are fun. Blinds are fun. We do a ton of blinds over here. Blinds are the best. But yeah, so pick the, so you have 5 leftover bottle names. That is fun. Desiree, what's up? Hey, Desiree. Nice to see you. Thank you for being here. So your dad made red Kool-Aid in the crock pot all day and it got slightly overcooked. Eric, the beef in our crock pot was not slightly overcooked. I was about to serve up dinner and Carissa was like, what's wrong? And she's like, is it not soft? And I was like, it would be soft if it were beef jerky, but no. Oh, Sven, once Barrel King Batch 100 gets released, would love to see a Fred Minnick plus Matt Porter Barrel King ranking 1 to 100. I'd love to get, so the Ascots, one of the Barrel King releases from last year was in the running for, like Best in Show. Like it was in the running for, there was the show on the Spirits Network, and like the winner got a lot of like the footage or whatever. Like they spent a lot of time on the winners, but Barrel King was in the running. It made the list. Everything that Barrel King has sent in has won an Ascot, and not a lot of companies can say that. And not only have they won Ascots, but platinums, double platinums. I'm on the 4th one. This is S13, so SIB plus 13, barrel 75. Pears. Pears. Wow, that smells so much like a pear cup. Or, like if you're totally into like real fruit, if you sliced open a pear and it were a juicy pear. Not one of the green ones, not a green pear, but one of the weirder shaped browner pears. There are different types of pears. Like one of the funky, like Patrick from SpongeBob shaped. No, he's a starfish. Never mind. The brown pears. A juicy brown pear. Smell it. That's what it smells like. I'm not lying. Focus. Focus. Never mind. Never mind. That smells so pear-like. Juicy pears on the nose. I really can't get past that. That is a predominant note. And unlike the first three. Wow. Okay. It's a bit higher proof. A little bit higher proof. And that took off like a friggin' fighter jet off a friggin' 13-foot boat. Like an F-16 off a John boat. It got out of there quick. Not like just... And it was burning pure cherry rocket fuel. There's like a... I love Pib Zero, okay? Like the Pib, Mr. Pib, Pib Extra, whatever. There's a strong Pib Zero note on here. Like almost like a cinnamon cherry cola. That just... Damn. I need one more sip of that, because I wasn't expecting such a, just a, it is pear up front though. You do taste the pear that you smell, and then it just kind of, like fruit cup, like you have, you know those fruit cups that have the mixed fruit in them and one cherry? It's like the worker screwed up. It was his last day, or her last day, at Dole, or whoever makes those fruit cups. 100% juice, or whatever they're in. And instead of putting a cherry in that fruit cup, they giggled to themselves and they put 3 in there. 3 times the cherries. And they knew that if they quit, they wouldn't get unemployment benefits. So they tripled the cherries and got terminated. Smart. Because when those hit the shelves, they bought them all. And collected unemployment benefits. Some people just know how to work the system. That's what that is. A very cherry-forward fruit cup. Pear at the front, cherries in the back. Damn. That is like a F... Do F-16 or F-18? Which one's the one that goes... Oh, F-35. I think it's an F-35 that has the ability to hover. An F-35 fruit cup. Yeah. Extra cherries. Son of a bitch. These are good. We have 2 left. S14 and S16. S14, S16. S14 will be the one we're tasting next, which is number 72. I wrote on that bottle. I kind of want to look to see what I wrote, but I don't want. I'll look to see what I wrote on it afterwards. So, barrel 72, SIB plus 14. Here. The F-35 sound made my dogs bark. I'm sorry. Do you want to go for a ride in the car? Do you want to go for a ride? Oh, you want to go for a ride in the car? Who wants to go for a ride? You want a treat? You want a treat? You want to go for a ride? What'd that do? Did that do anything? That's... Who's a good boy? Or buy your Sid picks while already... Sven, spend your money how you like. Never had that brand specifically, but had those as bulk candy at the supermarket. So good, love that note. I'm not kidding. The Harbro, the berries, that candy that I put on the screen earlier, almost the perfect candy because it's an artificial thing, right? But it tastes like, the first time you taste it, you go, oh wait, they meant for it to taste like berries. Like it has a genuine raspberry flavor to it, which is probably beaver gland or whatever it is. But then on the outside of it, there's like hard, like dotted with hard candy. So the texture is, if you're a texture person, oh, it's so good. It's so good. Oh, by the way, batch 100 for Barrel King. Yeah, beaver gland. Beaver gland is, look it up. It's like how they get like the raspberry flavoring for stuff. Will and Grease bought, there's a whiskey. It's called like, shit. There's a whiskey that's made with that extract. It's like SIBtember, like LS. Damn it. Grease bought like a 200 milliliter bottle of it for so much money. And Will was totally unhappy. Podcast, oh my gosh. I love those guys so much. It's like El Devour or something. Anyway, it's made with the extract of a beaver ass. And I'm not joking, that's how they get raspberry flavor into some stuff. They extract oil or something from the ass of a beaver. It feels like I'm lying, but I am so sure that that's true. Yes! Uda Musk. That's what it is. Thanks, Chris. Uda Musk. That's the one. Joe Dickinson, he had it already? He liked it? What's Joe Dickinson asking? Oh, the new riff? Joe, I think that the new riff is very good, but I'm saving like my final judgment for a couple weeks. It feels very much like it needs some air. It feels like it's all the point, like the finish is bright, the mid palate is bright. Cam calls it closed off, and I can't say anything better than that. It feels closed off on the nose and the palate. We'll see if some air fixes it. But if it does, I think it's going to be extremely good. If it doesn't, it's still good. It's just like, it feels unfinished as the way it is. But I would imagine with some air, it's going to be much, much better. Beaver butt whiskey. It's true. Oh, that sounds disgusting. Castorium. That's the stuff. Joe, are you talking about the new riff? The 8-year? Steelbox has Uda Musk for $59? Super sorry. I thought he paid a lot of money for it. Uda Musk for $59? If Will and Grease already didn't do it, I'd totally do it. Because that's a total gag gift. It's in stock. Is it? Oh, I want to buy one. By the way, has anybody found... I've gotten a lot of requests to re-review Wadeland's Ranch. Wadeland Ranch. And I don't have a Total Wine near me. That's where I got my first bottle. So if anybody has the ability to pick up a Wadeland Ranch whiskey or Wadeland Ranch bourbon, I'm willing to re-review it. Just let me know how I can send you money for Wadeland Ranch. Because I believe that they deserve that. Will their website still give you viruses? Probably. I didn't see any coming back from their website error, but time will tell. I'm just joking. That was a long time ago, and I have had people ask me to re-review it, and I would be happy to. I would love to do that. For a 200 milliliter. Correct. So 59 for a 200 milliliter means, so 60, triple that. So it's $180 for 600 milliliters. So like split that in half. So for 700 milliliters, it's like 100, 210, like $207, $206 for a 700 milliliter. So it is expensive. It is very expensive. A history of flavoring food with beaver butt juice. I told you. I'm not kidding. Yes, the new Riff 8-year bourbon was not great upon open, but after a few weeks, it was much better. Sometimes you can just tell. Which one am I on? Okay, to recap, S14 barrel 72 is what we're on now. This one seems to be possibly like one of the more traditional MGP bourbon profiles. Huh. Where did I... Oh. So, I'm going back to my notes just a little bit because it smells very traditional, but now that I read my notes, it makes sense because the first thing that I see reminds me of so my note says cherry blossom, and it's like a floral cherry, like a floral cherry blossom. I get that. Now that I see what I wrote, yeah. And the second comment says, smells like the first time you smelled a girl. I can see that. Like you're a boy in middle school and, I don't know, like the first time that a girl walks past you and you like she showered that morning and used all of her mother's like product, and you're like, wow, what was that? It's like that, but bourbon. It smells very nice, and you'll appreciate it for years to come. Yep. Why do female like bath products and stuff smell so ridiculously good? That's not even fair. It should make them smell bad. So it's like, you're beautiful, but instead of you're beautiful and, you know? When my wife gets out of the shower, I'm like, how on earth is that even? Don't open a window. You'll have the whole neighborhood over here. That's what this smells like. Yeah, that is very pink starburst. Like the pink lemonade starburst, but with a bit of, if they made a ginger ale out of pink lemonade starburst, this kind of this effervescent, bubbly pink lemonade starburst with a hint of ginger ale. Damn, that is good too. That is maybe, like I said, these are all very different, but this one might be the most like on the nose, on profile MGP, older bourbon, but on the palate, it tastes different than the nose. There's a very lemonade-y, pink lemonade-y profile here that is very enjoyable, but makes you wonder, like, how does that happen? Where you smell that, and then you taste something that's not entirely different, but different enough for you to be like, that's not what I was expecting. Yeah. That is so pink lemonade Starburst. Pink Starburst. This one isn't a grower. It's not a dropper. It's very even keeled. And if your favorite Starburst is the pink lemonade Starburst, S14 Barrel 72 is going to be directly up your alley. Directly up it. I'm not in charge of that. And I'm definitely not in charge of that. Nick Foles, haven't seen you up this late since a sleep stream? It's only 11:30 Eastern. That's not bad. We've done so many... Listen, Nick, where have you been? By the way, Nick, I know you're totally into like old rap and stuff. Have you watched or listened to the Super Retro podcast? Good podcast. It's on YouTube also. They have videos, but the Super Retro, so they talk about like old rap and like old video games and shit. I think you'd dig that. You dig it a lot. But it's only 11:30 Eastern. That means we used to do, I mean, like when Matt Madness was running over the last couple of years, very late. We were up very late. So maybe adjust your watch, Nick. The sticker can be a beaver dressed as Nelly. Instead of a pimp juice, it's butt juice. Should we ask AI to make that picture? We can do it. Playground AI. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Create art. Oh, this is totally different. Why is this totally different? All. Go to board. Oh, here it is. What did you say? A beaver dressed as Nelly. But instead of pimp juice, it is butt juice. All right, let's see what AI can come up with. Which filter should we use? I always have good luck with this one. All right, we're giving it a shot. It takes a minute for it to do its thing. You haven't, but you're checking it out now? Yeah, so the host of the podcast, the Super Retro podcast is, oh boy. Oh. His co-host is Will. The main host used to work for Peerless, or still works for Peerless Distilling in Louisville. Why am I... Wow. I'm literally drawing a blank. And I'll think of it in a minute. Yeah, Matt Madness is still happening. It's been delayed, but we're going to have a fall Matt Madness. And then we're going to have a spring Matt Madness. So it's going to go kind of... They're going to be close together. But There will be, and I promise, a Matt Madness champion in 2024. I promise you that. This is what that came up with. A beaver dressed as Nelly, and instead of pimp juice, it's butt juice. That is that. If it had a Band-Aid under its eye, it would have been really good. That's funny. Oh, Dustin. DT, Dustin Tucker. They call him Tuck. He's the host of the show. Super good. All right. The sixth and final SIB Plus is S16. So SIB Plus 16, batch number 50. Or barrel 50. Strong pie vibes. Strong. This one's more appley. More appley than some of the ones we've tasted before. A lot of the other ones were more red. There was a pear in there. There's definitely a pear in there. But this one is more of a cinnamon apple. Almost smells like an apple pie. What notes did I make for this one? Let me see. Huh. My notes on this says apple crisp. And I just said apple pie. That's really funny. Now that I look at it's weird because like when you see what you said before, you kind of revert back to it. It smells more like an apple crisp than an apple pie. And I love apple crisp. There is like a flaky black, like almost like a barrel char. Like you burnt apple crisp to the side of your dish. And then you ate that part because you wanted the rest of your family to get the good stuff. So you ate the stuff that you fudged up, kind of like leaving it in the crock pot too long. Yeah, very dessert-like. Yeah, this one, so this reminds me of a dessert pour. And this happens once in a while with certain pours. The one that we just did with the Bourbon Junkies and Ryan from Bourbon Outfitter, that one that was finished in the apple brandy barrel reminded me of something that you'd want to sip with a dessert after Thanksgiving. This is sort of the same way. It reminds me of like a dessert bourbon, where it's like you could enjoy this alongside a slice of pie. Yeah. Oh, wow. That starts off up here and levels up. Some things start low and work their way up. Some things work mid and work their way up. Some things kind of fade off. This one starts on a high level. Like when you sip it, it's like, oh shit, this is a good example. Perfect example. Oh, I'm so glad I thought of this. You pull into the driveway. Or actually, no, let's do it this way. Somebody else who drives your car pulls into the driveway and they're listening to their favorite song. It's like, I don't know, like, you came in like a wrecking ball, something like that. And they're just like jamming out. They love that song. They're having a great day. And they just, I don't know. They scanned their Mega Millions ticket and $4 winner. Hells yeah. They're on their way home, there's no traffic. Miley Cyrus is playing, they're just like, shit yeah. Then they pull in the driveway and they shut off the car. The next morning, you go out to your car and you share vehicles. You're like, well, I'm going to take, I don't know, the Wrangler to work. Plus, she drove it last night. It probably needs gas. And you start it. Or even you push the button or whatever. Blah, blah, it starts. And then whatever the hell is on the last radio station that it was on, 97.4. Like, I don't know, peak FM. Whatever is playing on that station is blaring through your speakers so loud, immediately. And you're like, good God, what the hell was even that? And you turn it down and you're like, you probably woke up some neighbors and shit, and you're like, good, what the hell was on this that somebody loves so much? Turns out it was your wife, Miley Cyrus. She shut it off at full blast. That's what this last one is like, full blast as soon as you turn it on. It's already peaked out. It's already turned up to 11. Still very appley. Damn, that is an apple cinnamon. It's almost like an apple cider. If I hate that I keep saying cherry, but a lot of these share a cherry feature. But it's like a apple cider and a cherry cider together. Some cinnamon, a little bit of spice, and you made it into this cocktail that will keep you so happy until you wake up the next morning. Unless you took a Z-Biotics. And I should get paid for that. B91 is great. Had some tonight. Is that what this one was? 90. No, this one's 90. What? B91? This one's 50. 50. Wait, no, speaking of Matt Madness, does Matt take part in the madness? The entire thing, honestly, whenever Matt Madness happens this year, this will be the most madness that Matt Madness has ever been a part of. Like, it's just delay after delay after delay. But when it happens, geez, it's gonna happen. Still on. Awesome. Yeah, well, we just finished. Let me just do this. This one was 50. Was it 50? Yeah. Shoot, this one's hard. Apple cherry cider bomb. All right. So I scored all of these as I tasted them. Made some notes. And if you're into certain, if you are into certain flavor profiles, say that 10 times fast. If you are into certain flavor profiles, wow, that's tricky. It's tricky. You try it yourself. If you are into certain flavor profiles, try it with different teeth than you were born with. Give that a shot. Then the flavor profile that you enjoy the most, it'll speak to you. All these are so damn good. They're ridiculously good. I do have a couple that I personally enjoyed a little bit more than some of them, but it's just my personal preference. Like, I'm going to taste them again because I want to find out which one for sure I like the most. I got to do it. I got to do it. That was freaking good. Wow. I'm just waiting for it to go away. Like, the majority of these have just insane finishes. And even the ones that aren't insane are still really damn good. Travis, you're a beast, Travis. You drunk. Baba Yaga. Go back to the very beginning of the stream when I was trying to say tongue twisters because I couldn't talk. It's an issue that I have. When my mouth dries out and I've got these new chompers, it makes it difficult. It makes it difficult, Baba Yaga. So chill. Just chill. And I am not. I've taken like 8 sips of whiskey today. 9 maybe. 9 sips. Sips. Baba Yaga. B91? Which one's B91? Oh, are you talking about batch 91? Jeez, that's probably what you're talking about. I never got any notification that you would be streaming. Joined late. I didn't put up the thumbnail until like 2 hours before it went live. Maybe that's why. Possibly. But that sucks. You didn't get a notification. Can you quickly go through the notes you wrote on those bottles and what you scored them? Like, yeah, I will. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through the scores that I gave them, and then initially, and then the ones that I gave them now, to see how they line up. When Matt is slammered, he gets more coherent, not less. Travis, not true. 100% incorrect. Do you know how I know that? Because I'm married and I'm told. All right. So, let's see here. Oops. So like I said, these are all just personal preference. I think that the first, like number 1 and number 2 are the standouts as far as these ones go. And not only are there these 6 to pick from, but like I said earlier, Barrel King, the team over there, picked 7 other single barrel pluses, I should say, that are also going to be available. And I'll put those tasting notes in the description. Like, it's just dumb. These are dumb good. So, let me say, let's do this. So I have a first place, a second place, tied for third, a fourth, and a fifth. And the fifth one, I gave a score of 93 out of 102. And that's based off of knowing that I'm going to absolutely love all of these. So I have to score them down a little bit. Let's see here. So that one was glass number 2, which was barrel 132, which was the pink saltwater taffy, is what I said. Let's see here. Did I put anything on that bottle? Nothing's on that bottle, but my notes say salted cherry ice cream, so the salty note stood out. but I got cherry ice cream the first time. The second time I got saltwater taffy. And I think based off the score, it makes sense. It makes sense. Let's see. So then in fourth place was okay, this is dumb because I love this one, but it ended up in fourth place, was the Pink Starburst, which was S14 72. Barrel 72. I just gave it a slightly elevated score of a 94. That was when I said cherry blossom on the palate from my notes. Smells like the first time you smelled a girl. My initial tasting, I gave it a 96. This tasting, I gave it a 94. So, same ballpark. My lowest scores, when I first tasted these 18 barrels, my lowest scores were in the 80s, so we're very close. In third place, tied for third place, each receiving a score tonight of 95. The last barrel I tasted, S16, barrel 50, and S5, 131. So that's this one and the back one. All right, so 131. I initially gave a score of 91, so it jumped up tonight big time. 4 points. That was the Harborough Berries one. So that's what happened was I got that tasting note tonight and it kind of pushed it over the top. And then the Apple Cherry Cider Bomb, which is barrel 50, S16, so SIB 16 this month. Those were tied for third place. What did I rank 50 before? My initial tasting, what did 50 get? Where's it at? Is it even on here? Yes, of course. Oh yeah, the Apple Crisp. Palate builds and grows with oak was my original note. Apple Crisp. And I scored it a 93. So 95, 93. Okay, that makes sense. So I had the two top. Number 2 was barrel 75, which was S13. So SIB 13 this month for Barrel King is barrel number 70. So number 75. I did write it on here, I think. Where's it at? It would be the 1, 2, 3, fourth one. So this was that one. It just says insane. That was my note. The first time I tasted it, all I wrote was insane. And I got second place. First place, and 97 was the score I gave it initially. Tonight was a 97. So then that's pretty consistent. But the winner was the first glass I tasted, which was the cherry pineapple upside down cake. S3, 141. Only, it's coming in at a lower proof as well. So the barrel 75 that I said insane was 115 proof. This one, let me double check here. 141. 103.4 proof. So 12 proof points lower. Just the overall oiliness and just it's damn good. What did I give that for at first? 141. I wonder if I even liked that one as much initially. Tonight it's just standing out as a crazy pour. Where are my notes again? Here we go. 141. All I wrote was tropical builds to an incredible finish. Score of 93. That was initially. So things do change as you taste stuff. And tonight, honestly though, like, this is interesting. I feel like, let's take a look at this one versus what came in second place was the fourth one. Ah, shoot. There's nothing in there. I feel like the color on that first one too, the 141 is like extra super dark. Extra super dark. And I love it. I love it. So I realized that it's kind of difficult to follow along and get tasting notes from me about all these. I think that no matter which ones you pick, if you're a Gold member, you're going to love them all. The tasting notes from the Barrel King team that were sent to me, they'll be in the description after this video is done. And I'm going to put some timestamps in there. But overall, I love MGP, like I love aged MGP bourbon. Like the Mayor Pingree stuff that comes out of, I think it's what, Ferndale? Like it's basically Detroit. Some of the older Mayor Pingree stuff is some of my favorite bourbon that's ever existed. A lot of older Bell Mead stuff has blown people's minds. And I'm really excited to see some older MGP stuff hit the market. And I'm very happy that Barrel King picked up as many barrels as they did, because this stuff it's really, really good. And I invite you to try them and agree with me. But if you disagree in any way, I'm also open to, like, you know, criticism about what I'm saying about these as well. Don't ever think that you can't disagree with me. Please do. If you taste something that I enjoy, and you normally like what I like, and you disagree with me, please let me know, because I want to revisit stuff to see if maybe I was wrong on that given night or not. But every time I taste these, I'm very, very happy, and I know that you guys will be too. Damn. I kind of want to taste the other 7. Like I tasted, there's a lot, there's 11 more back there. I picked 2 of them for Patreon. So, 6, so there's what, 10? 6 here. Plus 2 is 8. So there's 10 other, 10 other single barrels back there that are really, really good that didn't get bottled. I don't know what the hell they're going to do with those, but they're so, so good. Which one was Cherry Quicksand or Willy Wonka Motor Oil? So Cherry Quicksand Willy Wonka Motor Oil, that was I think 62. That so I had like 3 or 4. I had 3 or 4 favorites. 3 that were like top favorites, and a 4th that was very close. 3 of those stayed here, and then I chose 1 for Patreon. The Cherry Quicksand Willy Wonka Motor Oil is one of the Patreon bottles I picked, but it was my second favorite. It was my second favorite of the bunch. My favorite going into this was 75, I think. But it's funny because out of all of these, things flip-flop and change. Those are just notes at the very beginning. Scores changed, notes changed, but like honestly, 75, this has insane. I still think it's insane. But that was one of the first ones I tasted, and I was like, this is insane. But then others matched that and matched the score. So the Willy Wonka motor oil is just an oily, very cherry viscous version of one of these. Would it beat any of these tonight? I don't know. These are all damn good. Damn. Your first pour was like Mag 7. The second pour was pineapple. No, I think I said the first single barrel was unlike Magnificent 7. S8 and S12. I did not have those. I don't believe. So those were the ones that they chose from Barrel King, and I did not have them. The only ones I have that were bottled, S3, S4, S5, S13, S14, S16. Let me double check though, just to make sure. I'm going to check the email. S8 and S12. $8.24. So 137 and 136. I don't think I got those samples. No, I got a 138, but not a 137 or a 136. So I don't have notes on those, but the notes from the Barrel King team in Missouri, they'll be in the description below once we call it a night. I'll add those to the description. But damn, it's weird because the batch 82 is really damn good. These single barrels are really damn good. So if you're a gold member, I don't think that there's any wrong way to go this month. Enjoy. You're going to enjoy. So just go off of some notes, go off of what you think you might like. And when you receive it, I'm sure that they will meet your expectations or surpass them. I try not to even if I'm doing a barrel pick for my community, like a Patreon pick or something, I desperately try not to overstate how I feel about it. Like if I think it is the best thing I've tasted in months, I refuse to say it. Like I don't want anybody's expectations to be here and then they get something and it's here. Ever. I'm always about having expectations here and then somebody trying it and their experience is here. And that's the way I'm going about these as well. Am I excited about them? Yes. Do I think you'll love them? Yes. But I try to hold back a little bit about how excited I am about some of them because honestly, I don't know 100% for sure that you'll like them as much as I do. So I just try to hold back a bit. And I think that's fair. I'm never going to say that this is the best thing you've ever tasted. I'm never going to say if you don't get this, you messed up or that's not the way I roll. If it sounds good to you, try it. If I was wrong about it, let me know. Sent you an email last Friday to get your send. Okay, Curtis, I will double check that for sure. Thank you. Your last Russell's pick out blinded. That's weird because I did the same blind last year. I did, what the hell did I do? I don't know. I put the pick in a blind just as like a control almost. And it beat out one of the Russell's barrels for me as well. And I don't know how, because it It wasn't even 9 years old yet. It was like almost a 9-year-old pour, but it was what Tyrone K, I think it was. It was a damn good single barrel. And in that case, I thought it was damn good, but I didn't know how good it was until I got the bottles. Like when I got the bottle of that, I was like, what the hell is it? Like, that's always the best. When you pick a barrel and you think it's good, and then you get it and it's way better than you even thought it was. That's kind of what happened with the Russells last year. Will this Russell's pick be better than that? I mean, it'd be hard. It'd be hard to do that, but keeping my fingers crossed. Thank you, Travis, for saying that. That's very nice. Damn, we've been live for, what, 2.5 hours? That's not bad. That's not too bad. We covered a lot of stuff. We did a blind. I was wrong about the blind. New Riff 8-year. Promising, very promising. Gonna let it get some air. Batch 82, the prequel for Batch 83 from Barrel King. Super complex, very impressed. And the single barrels, I put them in an order. If I were to do this tomorrow, would they be in a different order? Yeah, because we just saw that they were in a different order tonight from when I initially tasted them. So it's just based off of like how your night's going, kind of what you want, what you expect. But just expect that they'll be good. And hopefully they're better than that for you. This was fun. I had a good time. I'm looking around wondering if I have to do anything else, and I don't think that I do. I don't think that I do. Not tonight. We're good. Next week, live again on Friday. There will not be Matt Madness next week. Guaranteed. Because I will be out of town Tuesday, Wednesday, coming back on Thursday. But please know that it is on the front of my mind every day, and it's going to happen. It will happen very soon. I just have to get the final steps put together, and that will be that. And it's going to be a very good time. Reviews next week on the channel. Let's look out for, I don't know, I got the Maker's Mark Heart release. I got the Knob Creek Bourbon Rye blend. The Elijah Craig Toasted Rye. Those are all 3 possibilities for reviews next week. I want to wait on the New Riff 8 until it opens up a bit. There's so much stuff. So much stuff. I don't know. I need to start doing 5 videos a week and hire an editor. And that is true. Tonight's live stream is brought to us by the finest cigars on the planet. Shout out to Alec Bradley Cigars. If you're not smoking Alec Bradley cigars and you do smoke cigars, then you chose the wrong ones. Alec Bradley Cigars, they will overtake a freshly showered lady in the terms of the smell department, and you might fall in love even more with the person smoking the cigar than the lady who just showered, even if it is your wife and your brother-in-law. Just the power of Alec Bradley Cigars. Some of the best smelling things and best tasting things on this planet. Thank you, Alec Bradley, for sponsoring this live stream, and thank you all for watching. I'm going to call it a night. I have half of a pulled pork sandwich to eat, and hopefully some baked beans. Because by the time I got back from picking up dinner, when I burnt the stuff in the crock pot, I didn't have time to eat. Had to set this up. So, time for me to scarf some food down and then go to bed on a full stomach. Just like the doctor recommended. It's a joke. I have an Alec Bradley in my mouth as we speak. Good cigars. Good night, y'all. Good night, everyone. Love you so much. See you next week. Not trying to sell you anything. Barrel King Gold member link in the description. Kisses, waves. Bye, everybody. Have an awesome night. Look out for the other tasting notes for the other barrels. Description below. Very soon. Goodbye.